Here is part one of your 3-part business plan on starting an online private practice for therapists. This part I like to call the foundation. What do you need before you get started? First, think about your values and think about your why. You can't start running a business if you don't know these important pieces. Why do you want to serve the clients that you serve? Why do you want to be in private practice? Once you figure that out, start thinking about a name. A lot of people get really stuck on this part. I always advise to just brain dump. Just write down every single name that comes into your head and go with the one that fits. Maybe something that describes who you are and what you do. Once you have a name, you can register your practice with the Secretary of State, whatever that looks like in your state. But in most states, you would register your business with the Secretary of State, and you'll also need to decide if you have a sole proprietorship, if you're an LLC or a PLLC. This also varies by state. Then you'll need to get an EIN, which is a tax ID for your business. You can use your social if it's just you, and I am not an attorney, but I would recommend getting an LLC or a PLLC if that's advisable in your state to keep everything separate from your personal assets. So you'll get a tax ID. You do this through the IRS, it's free. You will use that as the tax ID for your business. Once you have all of those things, you can open a business checking account at the bank. They will ask for your EIN, which you'll already have, your articles of incorporation, which is what you get from the Secretary of State when you register your business, and you'll use that to open your business account. If you are only going to do online therapy, you'll also need an address. Some people use their home address, but if you're going to credential with insurance, they will need an address on file, and clients may be able to see that. A couple ways you can get around this. You can use a virtual address. Insurance companies don't love that, and they also don't like a PO box. You can maybe ask a colleague in your town if you can sublet from them and be able to use their office address, so you can use that as your physical location, and you can also use that on Google My Business for your SEO. Next, you'll want to apply for an MPI 1 and an MPI 2. Those are provider identification numbers that people in the healthcare industry use. The NPI 1 is tied to you as the individual. The NPI 2 is tied to your organization or your business if you are an LLC or PLLC. Next, you'll want to get malpractice or liability insurance. There are a ton of places out there that do this. This insurance protects you if a client grieves against you. If you do have a physical office that you're going to see clients at, then you would also want to get general liability insurance, and they also will offer like cybersecurity insurance as well. Next, you'll want to start filling out your CAQH. Now, this is if you are going to apply to credential with insurance. This is where insurance payers go to get all of your information. It's kind of a beast, so set aside some time for you to fill it all out at once, and follow me for part 2 of your business plan.